Please fix mouse acceleration. ESF and mouse acceleration. What's the deal with air mouse acceleration? They forgot tick X to remove acceleration. So on and so forth. For the longest time, people have been saying acceleration. I disagree. I don't even think what the problem is with ESFs is acceleration. It has pretty much nothing to do with the acceleration curve and everything to do with the way that mouse inputs are applied to unbounded movement, the unbounded input, so X and Y axis movement. The mouse unbounded input is applied over time to as closely as possible match what previously existed. So what does this mean? I'll grab a mag writer to kind of explain. But TLDR, when your mouse stops moving is not when your crosshair stops moving. Whereas your expectation is that when your mouse stops moving is exactly when your crosshair stops moving. So we'll use this poor NCLA as an example. If I want to snap to the sky, I simply snap to the sky. And you don't even think about it. You take this for granted, right? But you stop moving your mouse when your crosshair intersects with this LA. And you take it for granted so much that you think of crosshair placement as being synonymous with mouse movement. So I'm going to screw this up a bunch because when I say crosshair, sometimes I might mean mouse, but I will correct myself if I do it. So my mouse stops moving when my crosshair is on target, and then my crosshair stays on target. Not the case with this mag rider, not the case with the ESF, not the case with the Dervish, not the case with the Valkyrie, the Galaxy, the Liberator. If I am to try and stop moving my mouse when my crosshair intersects with this LA, you can see I've overshot, and I'll do it again, and I've overshot, and I'll do it again, and I've overshot. And the mechanic seems to not care when my mouse stops moving, so it just keeps getting at it, right? It's being spread out over time, but that time is not restricted to when the mouse is moving. It does its calculations based on your mouse movement period, and then it just moves wherever it moves. That's what the game does. That's what PlanetSide does. So in order to go quickly and move quickly to this target, what I need to do is I need to move left, and then I need to move right. And I do this when my crosshair starts to get near this LA. So I move left, and then I move right. And you can see I can't even do it properly because I don't play mag riders. So treat this as a newbie trying to aim quickly. Boom, I'm off target. And that's snapping just to the wrong spot. And this guy's right in front of me. So you can appreciate how stupid this sort of behavior is. Okay. Because I can't even snap on target. I can only just hit that guy because splash. Same thing with this Vanguard. If I swipe to the left, I stop moving my mouse. My crosshair is just going to go way past him. But if I do it with infantry, once again, boom, I'm just on target. You don't even think about it. That's just your expectation from every FPS game you've ever played. And yes, I'm sure there's some weird exception out there. Doesn't matter. Okay? Doesn't matter. Same thing in an ESF. You do have acceleration in all these vehicles, by the way. It's just not a problem. It's always been there since the beginning of PlanetSide. But we take this scythe, right? And again, I want to aim at the tip of this rock. Well, if I pitch up and I stop moving my mouse when my crosshair is over the target, I'm going to overshoot. So in order to get onto target, I need to pitch up and then pitch down a bit. And you see I've landed on target. And what this means, the ramifications of this, is that snapping onto targets quickly is difficult. Switching directions is also very difficult because for someone who doesn't have a ridiculous amount of hours and experience, switching directions very consistently and not panicking and moving super fast or anything like that, then you're gonna be met with at this point, if I want to switch direction at this point, I'm met with I have to fight all the extra maybe 15 degrees of movement my ESF wants to make in order to switch directions and start moving back down. Right? Move back down to that point. And if you have to repeat that process, which in the air you have to repeat that process a bunch, if someone's shuffling and you're aiming at them with a mag rider, you have to repeat that process, then it's getting really difficult, really uncomfortable to aim, and you're feeling that you have no control over your vehicle. The vehicle is straight up unresponsive, which is the explanation and the feedback of the most recent please fix mouse acceleration. But this is not mouse acceleration, so developers, for some reason, mouse unbounded input is applied over time. That time is not restricted to when the mouse is actually moving. It also applies itself after the mouse is moving, which is kind of ridiculous. Community, this is not acceleration. At best, you could call it like crosshair drift. You could call it vehicle inertia. Not at all acceleration. I encourage you all to go look at the definition of mouse acceleration. For these fixes of mouse accelerations, can't really tell if it does actually fix mouse acceleration itself, but it definitely fixes the extra crosshair drift that occurs after you stop moving your mouse. Anyways, developers, please fix. Community, stop perpetrating misinformation. That's the nice term. And I'll see you guys another day.